Welcome to the Earn Seat at the Table. I am your curator, Mikkita Moore. I am sitting at the table with some phenomenal people, and we are going to have a real conversation today. This is not the table that you sit at and be fake. This is not the table that you sit at and not be real with your stories. This is the table for real conversations, real things that's happening in your life, all based around your mental health. Let's go. So, hey girl.
Hey, boo.
Tell them who you are.
My name is Liberta Lido. I am a practical nurse. That's my 9 to 5. That's what pays the bills and takes care of my grandchildren. And on the entrepreneur side, I am a life coach. I work with middle-aged women who are stuck but are ready to move into their next chapter.
Okay. Am I middle aged?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you are.
For real?
Come on,
Yeah, you
come
are.
on, girl. Yeah,
No, I'm okay.
we are.
Okay. We'll come back to that.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey, Eros, the poet, international spoken word artist, recording artist, and author. Also a treasury management officer in the emerging middle market space.
Come on then.
That's a title right there.
That's a whole
That's a
nother-
title.
Okay. Cheers to that.
Man.
Right.
All right. Is you.
Nasir, known as Barber Nas, shop owner, platform artist, barber educator, girl dad.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's fair.
It's responsibility, you know?
Heavy.
Very.
Johnny Christine, all around music enthusiast, you name it, I do it. I work in preventative services with youth.
Yay.
Hi, my name is Kanish Williams, better known as Coach K. I am a licensed optician. I am a licensed educator. I am a mentor. I'm a coach, grandmother, mother of 4. I wear many hats. This is my second time here at the earned seat at the table, so I would think that I've earned my seat at the table.
And did.
But that's enough about me.
Hi, I'm Sunshine Williams, and I am in case managing. I mentor the youth, and I do motivational speaking.
Hey, so I'm DJ L. I am a DJ, radio host, and the curator of the best vibes that you can look for.
And very good.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay. So we always start this, and I'm gonna always have cue cards, just so y'all know. We always start this off with, when you think of the word mental health, what does that mean to you? Mental health is always, for me, my first thought is, of course, people always put a stigma on it. Mental health means you crazy, or mental health means this. It's always a negative stigma. However, for me, because I've been down the road of mental health to me means kind of getting your life together. And I don't even know how to say that any better. Like you have to manage mental in order to manage any and everything else. It doesn't have to be 100% together, but it definitely has to be together in order to flourish in other parts of your life. So that's what I think about.
I think it's your everyday state of being. I mean, it's how you live every day. I mean, some days your mental health is through the roof, and some days it's sitting on the couch with you. So it's your everyday state of being. That's what it is to me.
Yeah.
I want to say, I think for me, it's stability. Because I agree with you. Some days you have good days, some days you have bad days.
Yeah.
You know, and it's still about that stability, trying to almost keep yourself level. You know, you don't want to go up too high and you don't want to be down too low. So, yeah, stability.
Agreed.
For me, I think we probably bouncing all over the table, but for me, it's just being aware.
Yeah.
That part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people do not know where they are with their mental health.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So being aware and just doing a self-check is I think where we should start. Because a lot of people, for one, in our community, we don't know what mental health is. We don't know what isolating, what that looks like, and why Uncle Elroy isolated himself from the family, or why Auntie disconnected herself from, so it's like a lot of, going back to the basics of what that looks like for me, awareness.
But is that really not knowing, or is it denial? Because, especially in
Not
our
knowing,
community.
because a lot of us cannot know why people do what
what
they
they
do,
do.
and then people can just be in denial for what they're doing. So the whole awareness piece, is where I think we should start,
I agree.
because it could start with just, that one family member who the black sheep. Black sheep really ain't black. Black sheep just don't want to be bothered.
That's it. That's it. That could be-
So, it's people put a lot of titles on, stuff that they don't really understand. So I think it's really about awareness.
Awareness.
Just knowing where you are with your mental health.
I like that. I don't like it, but I have to like it. Because it's true. It would,
We get I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Go
We
ahead.
get a clear understanding at some point, at some part in everybody's life, they need some type of mental health awareness of what's going on. It don't even have to always be traumatic. So people think it's only you need mental health for something, like you said, it's a bad stigma. You need sometimes when you get up and everything is perfect, because at some point you need to learn how to navigate through life and be able to not to have an understanding for what other people are going through. I think the problem we have is we don't have an understanding, and people always want to look down and say, "Oh, well, that's not it. That's not it." Well, you don't know, because sometimes you don't know what people are going through because you haven't went through it.
Yeah.
But at some point, people go through things, and how something affects you, and maybe because you just passed through it with no problem, everybody cannot go through that same role without having something different as an effect to it.
I absolutely.
So you have to have a clear understanding and be accepting, like, okay, well, just because how I feel about if somebody passed away, my feelings, you can't negate that my feelings is not true because you went through something similar, because my relationship with that person and your relationship with your person is totally different relationships.
Absolutely.
That is true.
Facts.
And you know how we go through different things.
Mhm.
And you can't tell somebody how long they can grieve or how long it take them to get over something.
Yeah.
Grief is a whole nother fight.
It's a whole nother
Yeah.
ball.
Ooh, that's a whole nother fight. And I'm listen, and I normally don't call people
Yes.
out
Couple
because
bottles.
I'm calling Eros out on this one because this I know the story. I lost my dad in 2024, so I can man, life just don't. It's not the same.
It's not.
What do you think about mental health when you think about any of this?
Well, I think you guys all have excellent answers. I think that the other thing I think about, to your point, both around acceptance, denial, and then just understanding just the different elements of mental health, no matter what you're going through. I hear like routine, right? And being able to have a routine of mental health the same way people have a routine of physical health, right? Which is what are the things that you do to combat feeling mentally sick, right? Especially for those of us who are business owners and entrepreneurs and trying to navigate things, we know like triggers that we have. Like when I get really tired, maybe I eat worse. Or when I'm really frustrated with something, I talk fast. Or maybe I don't get back to text as quickly as I normally do. And all of those things, those little triggers have a lot to do with where we're at mentally and what we're feeling. And I think having a routine, no matter what I do every Friday, I'm going to sit down and give myself an hour just to journal about my week, talk myself through something. Or maybe it's not physically writing something, maybe it's sitting down with my therapist, and maybe it's not that, maybe it's going for a walk or jogging or things of that nature. And I think we have to have a routine of mental health that's intentional, because typically, to your point, Sunshine, people usually follow some mental health routine when something disruptive happens in their life. And then when things go good again, they abandon the mental health routine until the next event.
Yeah.
And then it's harder to ramp. And so I think that for me, with consistently helps, and I'm not always great at it, is finding something that is like my true north for whenever I'm feeling good or feeling bad. This is what I fall back to every single time, and so that's something that
I
I'm.
love that. I love that.
You Libras down here ain't said
Did
nothing.
you? I all about the zodiacs,
China ain't China.
I'm gonna throw a little wrench in real quick. I feel like mental health is something of your own emotions that you should just keep to yourself and not burden with others. People don't really care to hear about your mental health because they got their own mental health going on. So it's just something that you have to deal with yourself. This is your own stuff. You don't want to burden somebody else with your business. So you keep it to yourself and drown even further.
Now that right, like,
Right there.
I'm sorry.
That's right.
okay, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. Wait.
I'm gonna give you a raptor. Come on now.
Ooh, we're gonna get
But I
into
mean,
that.
but I can see where she's coming from, though.
We're gonna get into drowning.
But I
Today,
can see that.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
let her though.
But I
can
know,
see
and
it
I
too.
get that. But I mean, I
And
can
I
see
thought
it.
that way
Yeah.
for a long
Me too.
time.
yeah, today we're gonna get into
Yeah,
drowning
I
and
can
what
see
that
that.
looks like and what that maybe feels like when it comes to mental health, grief. All of those things are definitely coming. So put a pin in that. Cause that's
Trying to spin the block. Huh?
yeah, we're gonna have to spin the block on that one.
Now, clean it up. Come on, Libra man.
We gotta do better down here on this end. I'm gonna move from here.
She probably said something. Now she's throwing you.
Right. So you under the bus.
That's how they do that.
That's what I get for letting her go first. Huh?
Trying to be a gentleman.
Mental health to me, what really sticks out in my mind because it's like balance versus boundaries. You know, it's like
BB.
you gotta like it's like you in the back seat of your life. Like you gotta watch how everybody react to things you do. You gotta watch how you react to things that everybody else do, and then you gotta compartmentalize all of that in there and take care of your responsibilities and your obligations and you also got to be mindful of the way you look and how you appear when certain things happen and
That's real.
your reactions and so it's just it's like an ongoing journey and I think like what he was saying like you got to have certain things in play for when it gets tough. Like you can't just it's like calling on God when you need something, you know, you got to praise God every day. It's like mental health. You got to work on it every day, even when everything is going perfect, because that's when
Yeah.
something's coming around the corner. You know what I'm saying? Like, just when you think
You gotta be ready.
because I'm pretty sure we all had that feeling of everything just going good right now. But then you get
Scary.
anxiety attack. You're like, hold on.
I ain't had no bad days
I
in
don't
a
even,
minute.
like, I ain't got to curse nobody out.
Yeah,
I ain't got no boot on my car. Kids ain't calling me for nothing.
it's too good.
Something is
Something
coming.
Yeah.
Something big is
You
coming.
gotta be ready
Right?
for it.
And most of the time, 95% of the time, something big do come.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Think it
It was always there.
It's the thought though.
Right. It was always there. So you gotta
Thoughts.
take all that in and you also gotta make sure you good because you the captain of the boat. And when the boat go down, the captain gotta go with the boat. You know what I'm saying? I mean and everybody on the boat go down, you know?
Why you gonna bring this book?
Oh,
Please don't let that boat go down. I ain't going. I'm already ain't going.
but that's mental
That's
mental health is a final destination though. Like,
Real talk.
it is. Like it's crazy like that.
And the part that we really don't think about when it comes to the thought of mental health is the thought of mental health.
Yeah.
I don't. Nope. We in the beginning.
I don't think we as a people really, like
You
far as
don't
mental
think about
health,
it. You
I don't think
don't
we as a
think.
people really address that. I mean,
No, we don't.
mental
think-
health
Not
really
at all.
hurting it in the last like 5 to 10 years.
Just
though.
like we just
But
found out about
we need to go back a few 100,000 years on the mental health side.
I believe that.
We really need to address why certain people, why
But we
certain
didn't
family
know
members
that.
and health did certain things. Like, what was they going through? Like, This is crazy.
We just started going to therapy in the last 10 years.
But
That's what I'm saying.
It just
Like,
became a thing.
right.
Because it was a stigma forever. Oh, you therapy, you crazy. You counseling, you crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think about it, because in households,
It's like
your
a
parents will
weakness.
tell you like, "Oh, you feeling this way? You'll be absolutely fine."
Right.
Don't take a nap.
Get over it.
Generation didn't have.
Take a nap.
We were taught to get over
Generation
everything.
did not have the
Especially men. Men were taught to not
Or
complain,
female.
not cry,
at all.
keep bottle it all in.
This
A lot of that-
generation, they feel too much.
Yeah,
That's
but
why
I
they
think
go
a lot of-
downtown destroying stuff all
But
the
I think
time.
a lot of that too has to come from you said something earlier that I thought was extremely powerful. You mentioned that our kids today are our microwave generation,
Yeah.
which is they
Everything
now have
fast.
everything available and accessible to them.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes we're a little hard on the generation that came before us because they didn't focus on mental health. But the reason why is specifically because they were all in survival mode.
Yeah.
Right. If they
We
spent
were.
a minute to think about how they were feeling, people could die.
Right.
People
Yeah.
could,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
you'd be out of your home in a day. You know, like there was no room for like
have
how are
time
you
for it.
feeling. Like no
No.
one cared how you were
Yeah.
feeling
Put your
because
head down
you
and
got to
keep
work.
going.
I watched my
You don't
mom
wanna be homeless.
struggle for
Yeah.
forever just trying to provide a home for her children. You know, as a single mother, and so we get the privilege today of discussing mental health. But it was not a privilege afforded to our parents. And sometimes, you know, we're so tough on them about like where they
That's why
were,
the
but the
drugs
truth of
and
the matter is,
alcohol
like,
went through a lot.
that's how they coped. That was their way of focusing on
Yes.
mental health was, you know,
Get
cocaine,
high.
crack. They were
Yeah.
getting drunk, you know, after work, going
Things
to
they
the,
had
you
to
know, all
live
the things
with.
they had to,
Like,
exactly.
we ain't
They
going
created
there.
things for themselves to try to offset what they were feeling.
That was their daily.
And
There
I
wasn't no
think that,
gym, wasn't
right,
no
But if you
Exactly.
go back to what China said, she said that mental health for me is
Keeping it to
that's
yourself.
keeping it to yourself.
Right.
But
because
that's a
your-
generation.
that's a generational
That's
curse
what
right
we're
there.
That's a
saying, like,
generation that knew that's
of
all we
this
knew
is-
was keep
is
it to
just
yourself.
Keep it to yourself.
Right.
Right.
Like right now, I am 40. something.
Yeah.
Finna be
And,
48.
I can talk to my mom like I'm just not. You know, today's not a good day.
Yeah.
You know, I feel some kind of way, and the first thing out of her mouth is, "Girl, you will be okay."
That's that. But
You
see,
know
that's
what
a
I'm
gen,
saying?
that's the
But that's how
gap.
she still
And that's
feels.
That's the gap.
Absolutely, that's
And because
the gap.
we are at the age where I feel like we at the fork. The 40s is at the fork.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're at the get your shit together
Oh,
fork,
or stay
Yeah.
stuck.
or
Just stay over here stuck.
or don't say nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold that in because don't nobody give a damn. We're at the fork.
Hmm.
The 30s and the 20s, they're in their emotions. That's the emo.
Somebody
Them
else.
40s, I feel like, because I'm finna be 48, so I'm 40, 50,
Yes,
in between.
Yes.
I'm at the fork. So I want to give a damn and then I don't.
Right.
Yeah. But I think that's to that point. I think
That
it's so
is so
important, like where we are, because this is a psychological fact. Every time one generation comes and one generation goes, the pendulum swings from A to Z. So our generation didn't care about their mental health. Our parents' generation didn't care about mental health at all, and then this new generation, to China's point, overly cares.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you know,
They do.
yeah,
They
and they
do.
were like, you know, I'm just the vibe here is not good. Then we at McDonald's. But I think
Mental health
exactly, yeah. And so like I'm done. I don't talk to my auntie.
My
She looked at me
fifth grade
weird one
asked
day.
for a mental health day.
Exactly.
Oh, they have it
So
at
what I
our
think though,
school.
I think
They're
And I get one.
I think from an obligation standpoint, though, that really puts the onus on us as this generation to really teach our children the truth about boundaries and the balance between the two.
Right.
Right, yeah.
But we
You-
gotta
you having
figure
a
it
tough
out
day.
too now.
Exactly.
Right.
But while we navigate that, we have to also try to rescue this next generation because
Yeah.
I do worry that, you know, kids will leave jobs just because the vibe is off. It's like, well,
Oh, they will.
you're going to pay for your life.
1,000%.
No, for real.
And I do think to a certain extent you should have some of that, but there has to be a level of balance to it because you
Right.
can't just quit every single place and be like, well, what's fun me, it's fun me. Like, no, shut up. At that point, you're gonna have to work
That
it
is
out.
that
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Swallow your pride sometimes.
Yeah.
That's that line.
They're not swallowing their
What's
pride.
for me is for me.
My 14-year-old, she's just like, and I, you know, we go to school together because I work at the school, and every day we are in the car together going, and in the car together going home. So she comes to my office after school, and she's just melancholy. And I'm just like, hey, how was your day? She was like, oh, it was just so boring, Ma. And I'm like, okay, boring. And she's like, this teacher doesn't care, and this. I just don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah.
Mine don't even want to get up to go to school.
Yeah, my grandson
Imagine the
don't want to
fight
get
with
it.
a 12-year-old trying to go to 5th grade.
So it's just
I got
like
one of them in my house.
I
I
got a
just
4th grader, so I get
I've never experienced that because
Don't
my
wanna go.
children are. She's the baby of the family.
Yeah.
So I've never experienced. And then we go through the mental health thing with her, where she's like, you know, doing crazy mental stuff. And I'm
Yes.
just like, whoa.
Yes.
And I call him like, so this is the new thing.
Yes.
And he's just like, you know, we'll deal with it this way. And so it's. I don't.
Yes. Cry about everything now.
If they. So how do we get them? Because I guess we're not going on script, and that's fine. How do we get? We got 3 generations of craziness.
Yes,
right?
we do.
And I say craziness because it goes.
No, do
that's
4.
right.
Three
Let's
different
do 4.
spectrums.
Let's do 4 because some of us are still taking care of raising our
parents.
parents. Let's do 4.
Oh Jesus. We got those that don't believe at all about therapy and
Mental
mental
health.
health. You'll get over it. Move
Pray
on.
about it.
Pray about it. So yeah, let's
accept
do,
it.
that's my 4th.
Yeah.
That pray about it.
They let
Because
you
if you're gonna
have-
pray about it, don't worry. And I get that, but you also need a therapist.
because faith without works is dead.
Period. Because you got nope.
Go ahead.
Really bad. So you got those that pray, you know,
Just
just
don't
pray
pray.
about it, just pray about it, right? Then you got those that is like, well, you know, just move on, suck it up.
Yeah.
And a lot of that comes with brushing things under the rug, though.
That's that fork I was talking
You know
about.
what I'm saying? And when you brush it under the rug, it's still there. It's
Right.
covered, but it's still there. So it only takes very little bits to
For the
trigger that
explosion.
part for the explosion to happen because you
that
never
come
dealt with that. You just kind of was like, okay, well, my mama, or my daddy, or my grandmama, well, whatever, push it under the rug. And then you got us of the today's factor, right? And we're like, okay, well, maybe I do need to go see a therapist and just kind of talk it out. We're not saying that the therapist is going to heal us,
Right.
but we get to talk it out. And maybe in our talk, we get to see, okay, maybe this is where I kind of veered left, or maybe this is where I need to fix this or that, right? And even if it's not a fixable thing, right then, you're still talking it out and you're not playing it over in your head, and you can kind of see. And then we got my daughter generation, and she's again overly sensitive,
Over.
like
They over the top.
I
over
can't
the
handle it.
top. I don't want to go to school because
Yeah.
they looked at me wrong.
But
but
wait,
that-
are they actually over the top, or is it because we don't because we did things differently? We just don't understand their
What they
emotions.
That's what I
Because
was
one
thinking
thing
of.
I can say with the younger generation, baby, they're not gonna take anything. Well,
I
we
got
sit
that
there.
too.
Well,
But
we
see,
sit
what
there.
my thing with
We would
that,
sit at a job and would be upset,
Miserable.
miserable. But we're like, okay, look, the first time you get to act, because sometimes you know what though, but they need that. Like supervisors, they will mistreat people because they know that you need something.
yeah.
This generation is like, I don't care if I got to work at Burger King. You're not gonna be sitting there. I'm not coming home being upset, crying upset
Right.
all day long. So the thing is, it's not that their work ethic is off. It's
just
just
ain't
it's
putting up with
it's just different because we're in a different generation. So
I think also, though, Sunshine, to that point, I think that the generations are different, but I also think that as parents, we pride ourselves on the life that we built for these children. Like we're happy, like ain't nobody do this for me. So like, you know, my kids got their own rooms, my daughter got a bathroom in her room. I'm like, you proud of yourself. But I think the other thing is that we also sometimes have abandoned being as real with our kids as our parents were with
Oh,
us.
no, see.
And I think, and let me explain what I mean specifically. I think that, like, when our kids ask for mental health days, I think that it's important to understand and digest what they're saying. But what I've really started to adopt with my children is also painting the landscape of what the real future is going to be like.
Yes.
Like, if you need a mental health day from this, baby, you will have bosses that will say this to you.
Yeah.
You're going to have people at work who genuinely won't like you.
Yeah.
And here's the implications of calling off 3 days in a row because your mental health is not well. Now, yeah, you're going to feel better because you feel like you're choosing you.
Yeah.
But the light bill chose you too.
Yeah.
And so does the gas
Every
bill,
month.
and so does the mortgage, and so does your car note. And if you keep floating around from place to place, here's the eventual implication of that decision,
Yeah.
right? And really trying to paint that for her. And I
Yeah.
think that it doesn't happen all at once. It's like you can't give them like a bolus of the reality, but you have to give it to them in micro doses. And then over time, they start to assess themselves. Like, and I know, Dad, I'm probably being a little petty about this. I just got to get some moment to get myself together. But that's important because I am terrified about what this next generation's
That's
fu-
why I
work-
think
work
that's why
world is
y'all
gonna
are
be like.
here
Yeah.
at this table
Yeah.
because we're that core of people
Absolutely.
that have already thought this through. Because again, mine is overly sensitive. My first generation of kids, they 90s kids. They not sensitive.
Right.
Oh no,
They're
I
not
can't
emo.
tell that story.
I think mine are in the knuck if you buck era.
I got one. I got an 80s baby. That's how she is.
So listen,
They knocking
I
if you
got
buck.
both.
They not doing no type of what's the rapper that was doing the sad songs, the sad emotions.
Rod Wave.
Rod Wave.
They not Rod Wave.
Yeah, we're not doing
No,
that.
They
you're not.
knocking if you buck.
I'm
Mine,
I got a 90s
Mine,
baby.
no,
I got
mine-
2 90s babies, and one of them is we ain't gonna nope, not even. And my oldest daughter, she's 32 now.
they not crying.
Oh,
They're
baby,
not crying.
but she is.
Mine not.
So she's extremely sensitive.
No.
And I don't know if that's the Virgo in her or just.
I got a Virgo, and she ain't sensitive either.
Now I'm gonna be honest with you. She is nuck if you buck, cause she's definitely nuck if you buck.
Because it can get like that.
Yeah.
Either way.
No.
She,
Mine is
Definitely.
about
Determine
Mary
what
J.
you
Blige.
get.
Mary J. Blige.
she's
Mine
absolutely
grew up off
nuck
Mary
if you
J.
buck,
Blige.
but she's also it's one thing after another, after another,
they
after
feel.
another.
No, they
and I'm tight.
feel.
I
now,
told my mama.
no,
that
they
though.
feel.
No, like I had a real moment with my mama. Like I broke down and cried. I'm like, damn. As soon as I get to a place where I'm good, me and my kids is good. Then it's a boot.
Now, I hear
then it's
that.
a 5-day notice.
Yeah.
Then it's I'm gonna stop jumping on the table. But yeah,
I think at the end of the day, to the point of what people are saying, it's conditioned and learned behavior.
Yeah.
We learn from our parents. Our parents learn from their parents. So my father had a war vet, a hardworking man, worked 2-3 jobs, made sure my grandmother didn't have to work, took care of the house. He instilled that in him. So when I'm being raised, this is what I'm taught. So I'm not taught to feel anything to what he said. I'm not taught
Right.
that. I'm taught put your head down, get to it.
Work.
So now here I am with kids, and I'm trying to figure this out, and I'm on their ass, like how my daddy was on with me. And to the point of this generation, they wasn't receiving that like that.
Right.
Even though I put the fear of God in them, they respect me, but it just wasn't getting. And I really had to sit down with them and listen, and not listen with dad ears, really hear them. So I can get on that level and understand, because their thought process is different. How they feel is different. Things that would not have bothered me bothers the hell out of them.
Yeah.
Because I was raised to, hey, it's gonna get better, deal with it. No, they feel it in that moment, and they are there. So we have a great relationship now because I had to get out of that dad mode and really hear them.
Sure.
Because when I was there, it was like, no, you just soft, get it together. And that's a bad example, because now I'm telling you not to feel. I'm making you, basically, you're not equipped to even be in a relationship because you don't know how to be emotional. You can't let another person see that side of you. It's all, I'm tough all the time. And now, okay, I'm raising terrible men. I need to get this together. So once I took the time to listen to them and understand what they were really saying, we have a great relationship now. When my son just called me the other day, he said, Dad, I've been going through it the last couple of days mentally, and he wanted to talk to me about it. I didn't ask him for it. I just said, hey, you been good? And he just started letting it out. But it took work to get there. Because there was a point where I say, what's wrong? And I'm looking at him playing Rod Wave, wearing all black in his room and won't say nothing. Okay? And I know something's going on.
Because you hear
You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, you sitting in the dark at noon. They're like, what's happening?
What's wrong with this?
Black
food
nails.
here?
Now your nails black.
Everything. I don't remember painting the walls black.
Right.
Hey, look, my walls like
But you know what? It's a generational thing.
It
Yeah.
is.
And you know what we're complaining about? If you think about it, our parents was talking about the same things with us.
It was a different
They,
level though.
they
Yeah.
were saying that we didn't know how to do hard work,
Mhm.
and it's like you're seeing that because they did things a little bit harder. They're like, well, we had to do this. If I hear about the storm of 55, 65, or whatever it was,
walk in the
when they
business.
had
They
to
did not
walk
get
in
to
the
school,
business,
right.
I was like, okay, I'm
Because
so,
now man is the
I
night
know, I'm
before
so
storm.
sorry that the school was
You shouldn't have had to do that, Mom. That's
All right. But that's not my fault.
School was y'all babysitter. Okay?
Right.
Y'all went to get because y'all didn't want to be out doing other stuff. Y'all didn't have nothing at home to do. So yeah, y'all had to go
To
to
school.
work. But
And
now,
I think each generation is broke down now because each generation didn't want the other generation to go through what the other generation went
Right.
through.
Yeah.
So
Facts.
I didn't want my kids to have to be at home by themselves, be latchkey kids. So I was the
Facts.
mama that kept the kids with me all the time.
right, and we don't want it, but
bless
then
your
we
heart.
complain. We complain.
I never had a babysitter.
Yeah.
When we
Never had a
had
babysitter. I ain't know what
treat them
happened
like that.
Right.
100% agree.
So we complained about it, but then we wanted them to be strong kids. We wanted them to be like, okay, we want them this, but then we treat them in a way like, okay, we don't
Spoil.
we spoil them. We spoil them, but then we complain about them. My daughter is spoiled.
Right, man, all for
Look,
them.
it is, but I can't complain about her being spoiled.
I can't.
Why?
Because
I did.
I created it.
No, you can complain. That's the clause you didn't know you had.
We have a clause.
You can definitely complain. If you did it, you can complain if you want to.
But so I just
It's
make
down
sure
there. I read it.
I just structure it and make sure that she knows certain things. But yeah, my daughter, she rode the bus maybe 2 or 3 times in her life in preschool.
Oh, no.
But she don't live in district.
Man, don't do none of that.
So because she don't live in district, it's not even common for her to even think about a school bus unless she going on a trip. I have to take her to school. But when I was younger and I didn't live in district,
You had to walk.
I had I took the C one never. I live in Indiana, so I had to catch the school. I mean the public bus.
Right.
And I remember you telling my parents, "Hey man, do y'all know the route we used to take to get to school?
Man.
Like
Right,
did
walking. We didn't have
did
a
y'all-
bus route.
walked.
Right.
Walk.
Oh, it was the bus.
I'll be honest.
We didn't have shoes.
The bus, but I still had to walk. Like, do you not know how
You ain't have a bus. We ain't have no shoes.
I wish I could tell that story. And this is where life gets different for me. And when I sit at these round tables, I love it. But I also feel like I missed out because I don't have that story to tell. I never had to ride a bus.
Me neither.
My mother never struggled. My mother was a single parent, never struggled. My father was a what we like to call the Negro rich man. You know what I'm saying? I come from money. So I don't know the struggles. And when I sit at these tables, I'll be like, oh my God. Is that wrong?
No, you ain't missed out.
You ain't missed out.
No, you caught
But
up.
here's
though. You
here's
caught
the
up.
flip side of that. though.
You caught up.
Let me be honest.
Yeah.
Here's the flip side of that though. Because my parents were so well off, they didn't teach me nothing. I didn't know how to rob Peter to pay Paul. I didn't know how to do,
So you learned all that.
like I had to, when I
life.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
became an
so-
adult.
Yeah. That's why I said she had to catch up.
I didn't move out of my mother's house with no bills, no car note, no nothing until I was 36 years old. And I had
36.
5 kids. I never had a bill. I never
Never.
Yeah, it's
Ah, you funny.
yeah.
Right.
it's like
I was
so
struggling
when I
and
moved
being
out,
everything.
That part.
when I moved out, I moved away. So I moved from Chicago to St. Louis on my own with 1 baby versus 4 because the other 4 were at this point older.
Okay.
So I only had
You
the
were
baby,
lucky. Okay.
and she was like 3 maybe. And so I moved out, and I remember calling my mother like, it's this bill at the house, and it say lights. And do this come every month? And she was like, yes, ma'am. Every month. I said, so wait a minute. I make this amount of money on my job.
And that was just one bill.
And I got, so I knew about the rent. So I was okay.
Okay.
So I knew about the rent, right? Because I knew, you signed the lease. It's safe.
Oh,
Once
okay.
your rent is due every month on the
So you
first,
got
you
that
gotta pay
bill.
it by the 5th. I got that.
Okay.
That's easy. I still got shopping money. I'm cool. So then the other bills start coming, and I was like, Ma, this say gas. And she was like, yeah, remember when I told you to call the people and cut your gas on? And I was like, yeah, but I cut it on, but
Now you pay for it.
she was like, yeah, it comes every month and it may fluctuate. This is not, this bill right here is just this bill. You may have another bill next month that may be higher. So in the winter,
Or lower.
your gas bill is going to be higher. And I was just like, so you mean, so I'm working to pay bills? I don't get to shop. I said, so are you still going to pay the car note? And she was like, I got you for the next year. But after that, it's on you. She said, because I told you to pay the car off when you bought the car. And you was like, no, Ma, I don't have a car note. And I was like, well, can we readjust that? Because you can pay it off now. And I'll just,
Oh, now you want to negotiate.
Yeah.
yeah, let's not, like, so I don't understand. And unfortunately, because I don't understand, I'm overly less understanding with my daughter. Hey, you see this bill? You see it's red? If I don't pay it tomorrow, you ain't gonna be able to take no shower.
That part.
So I let bills sometimes pile up so she can see certain things. You ain't gonna see no red bill if I don't pay it. So sometimes I let things happen just so she can see it. When I had to go buy my car, I was like, so I haven't had a car note in 8 years now. And so when I went to buy my car, I got a car note now. Stop looking at me like that. I got one now. And so when I went to go buy my car, I had to tell her, like, I have to go get a car note. And she was like, well, Mom, what is that? I said, well, I got to pay for this car every month. She was like, we had one of those before? Who is we? So I want to know these. I'm trying to teach her these struggles, right? I'm trying to teach her these things. But it's really, really hard to teach her these things when I'm still learning them myself.
See, that's why I said we're at the fork. Because our parents dropped the ball. So now we picking it up because we don't want to be them parents that didn't do this, didn't do that,
Yeah, I don't ever
time
want her to be
and all
able
that.
to tell the story
So
at a
we're
table at
learning.
48 years old. Ever.
But
That
you
she
gon-
didn't have a bill and she didn't this and she didn't that and I don't know what this is like. And because now at 36 I was bragging about it. At my age now when I'm on my own and I own my own house. I'm just like, people be looking at me like y'all looking at me like 36.
I
Do
just
you know
have
how
to
many
sit there and
jobs
teach
I
that
had at
25
36?
year old
Listen,
that you can't drink
can't
and buy
even say-
weed, baby. You gotta pay rent.
And I've owned hair salons way before I moved out. I didn't have thank God my hair salons were successful. But if they weren't in a month, I could pick up the phone and call my daddy. Like, Daddy, the rent due this month. Okay, how much is it? It's this amount. And he would just
Ain't no
be
more
like,
daddies like that though.
my daddy is gone.
Ain't no
My
more
daddy
daddies like.
was
Ain't no more
like that.
mamas like that. Cause I
Okay.
tell you right now, I ain't that mama.
well, now you can.
I'm not.
No, I got my mom and my daddy. I can call them right now. And
That's a blessing.
Which say,
Yeah.
that's good.
So
I have
I
to
don't have
bless
neither
it
one
the
of my
best of both
parents.
worlds.
Mine is gone. That's a blessing.
Cause
Mine gone, and my mama was not that mother. Me and my mother partners. We took care of each other. So when it came down to that, So my kids, it's only so much help you can get from me until you really have to go ahead and show up as an adult for yourself.
What I
I
think
can't
is
do that.
beautiful though is that regardless of how our upbringings happen or what our parents were like from a financial picture or being involved, we all eventually get to a similar crossroad, which is to your point is that mental health is going to impact us no matter if you had both parents in your life,
Oh,
was rich or was
right.
poor,
Yeah.
if you only had one parent, if you had no parents. We are all going to have to get to this eventuality, that fork in the road, no matter what. And if you have children,
so.
you're going to also bleed into a similar experience with how do you navigate training them? What's too much? What's not enough? What are you ignoring? What signs are you not seeing? There's a study called, I think, Johari's Window, or I may be saying that the wrong way, but it's about how we have blind spots that we don't even see as parents until it like hits you right in the face,
Yeah.
and your child has a moment, and you're like,
Yeah.
uh-oh,
Yeah.
I think I'm about 7 years behind on this lesson I should have been teaching a long time ago, and now I'm trying to play catch up. And so I think it's great that
How
even
do
though
you
you didn't have that
navigate
experience.
that though?
I-
Trying to balance the. So when Kaya went to school, high school, the first thing Lawrence said was, "Look, you about to see a different Kaya, right?
good.
You're
It's
gonna
real.
see
It's
a
real.
Kaya that you've never seen
Yes,
before,
ma'am.
Absolutely.
right? And she's been my angel baby. So now I was like, what? So when it first started happening, I was going crazy. And he's like, no, we got to parent different. We got to do this, da, 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 da. And I'm just like, so that's why I'm asking, like, how do you navigate the whole, because I've never known her to be sensitive to a point where she was sensitive to everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She went through a bullying process, so I get that part.
Yeah.
But he looked at me wrong.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. Girl, get out my room.
And
Well,
see,
the
me, I
kids-
thought
the
I
kids, they
prepared
learning
mine.
from each other though
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
But you think you prepare them? Because I'm real hard. I'm real hard. I ain't gonna lie. I'm the mama and the dad in my house.
Me too.
I'm hard. I'm
I'm
hard. Even though I know I cannot be the father, I'm hard. So when it comes to bullying, my kids, my older kids, they was like, "Mama, you was the bully." No, I prepared y'all
For the book.
for the bullies. Because if I told you you was musty, you need take your little musty tail in there and take a bath. That's not to hurt your feelings. That's to let you know and to point out, because when them people outside
Get to you.
tell you you musty, it's not gonna be get your little musty tail in. It's she,
And it's gonna be a rumor.
and it's gonna be
Now you
be
the musty kid forever.
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 Etched in stone.
Something.
Yeah, bro, you still gonna be musty Mike.
That he got his life together. He don't take no more.
Because I used to be one of the popular kids. So I knew the stinky kids in the school.
Yep.
I knew the kids that didn't have the best clothes. Because I was friends with everybody. Even though I was the kid that had everything, I was friends with everybody.
Right.
The kids that didn't have friends, I was their friend. So I have to, like, when it came down to equipping my kids, because they were pretty girls, I knew what they was up against, because I was bullied all my life. So I'm not gonna tell you I wasn't the stinky kid. I was the little kid. So all the big kids tried to pick on me. So I knew how to, combat my bullies. But my kids didn't have that gift. So now I gotta tell you, no. Put some grease on your lips, because they gonna talk about that. Calm that down, because that bang is doing too much. Put the deodorant on, because I smell you. Like, stuff like that. So now I'm the harsh mom. Mama, you broke us down and boop, boop. So now when they got grown, my older kids, couldn't nobody say nothing. They finna join you before you join them.
Yeah.
So if they musty, they already one up on you, because they know you musty, ashy, your head ain't combed, your edge is gone. So they already know how many ups they got on you versus they want. That baby, that's a whole nother. I have to have a whole bottle of wine for her, because she cannot. And I have to address, I got everything equipped. I got 18 different deodorants. I got 19 different body sprays. I got all this lip gloss. I got all this lotion. I got all this lock spray. I got everything. Everything set up. That baby will walk right past it and go her ass right to school and get tangy and hot and musty, and somebody will say something to her, come home, have a whole meltdown. Baby, I just spent $13 on native deodorant.
And you ain't used none of
Love
that.
it.
You trying to put it on top of
I
that.
just thought about something.
No, my grandson just put on some
Go ahead.
perfume.
This is a conversation that we
When
love.
it comes to like mental health, like parents actually not liking their children.
And that happens a lot.
They've had their kids and they like, I got these kids
And I don't want them.
and I don't want them.
Because
I don't like them. So
And
I'm
it's
gonna treat
even-
them like crap.
So it's even
Or
worse.
like they did.
Or jealous of them.
I'm glad you said that, because it's even worse
That's a different one.
when you become an adult and you've been spoiled all of your life. My father passed away in July of 2024. That was my mother's moment to say, now I'm going to cut you off in October of 2024. Me and my mother used to be best friends. I talk to my mother maybe once or twice a month now. And when I do talk to her, I have to call either Lawrence or somebody and be like, okay, I got to talk to my mama. You're going to have to walk me through this, because if she's coming to my house, it's like,
You gotta get yourself together.
I literally have to get myself together, because at this point, what was this about? Like, you was what happened between the day my daddy
That's
died?
that fork, I'm telling you.
But I believe wholeheartedly that goes back to, once again, mental health. I believe that my mom was still dealing with grieving
Your dad.
of leaving or not being with my father. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't talk about relationship breakups and stuff like that back then.
It wasn't
so
no
however
podcast
she
on
felt,
Facebook telling you how to get over that.
you know what I'm saying? My mother met my father at 13 and told my father flat out at 13, the day she met him, I'm gonna have 2 kids, I'm gonna have a boy and I'm gonna have a girl. She literally did just that. She had 1 boy, 1 girl, both of them by my daddy. We the only kids that my daddy got, same mom. Crazy.
But
Story
she
for-
still, but just because that happened, she still, even though she didn't express it, she still could have wanted to be with your dad.
Oh, I believe
And just
that's
be
what I'm
upset
saying.
because
I
it never
absolutely
happened.
believe
Now
she
he's
did.
gone.
She just didn't receive that closure.
I don't think that she
And I
received the
lived that
closure, and
experience.
So she's in
because
grief.
she never talked about it,
I lived that
because she
experience.
never really, who we talking to
Yeah.
about it. I don't believe in therapists. I was taught, because she's
Suck
in
it
her
up.
Suck it
70s,
up.
so I
Suck
was
it
taught to suck it up, and I'm just gonna push this under the rug. Right, and now
He's gone.
he's gone, and his baby girl
Moved
look
on.
just like him, and
That's what
I
I-
can't fool with you.
And that's what I was gonna say, because do you look like your
I
dad?
look identical to
And
my
so
father.
use this nothing but a
A reminder.
reminder.
And she don't want
Uh,
to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And honey, I believe in mental health. Hi, me. I'm going to therapy. I don't care. So I know what it is, but just kind of thinking about mental health in the parenting sector, it was like I need to. In her mind, I don't know if she really even thought about it. Like, yeah,
They
I'm
don't.
gonna
She
have to
didn't.
cut her
They
off
don't.
because
They
I
don't
can't
think
talk to
about
her.
it.
Like I would call, she not answering. Like, where you at?
Protecting her peace. Ask her. I already heard
Because
that.
talking
And
to
her
you is a
mental
little,
space
is a little
was
bit
too
too
much.
hard. Was too much.
And I remember when my dad was dying, I would call her and I would say, "Well, Ma, he doing this, that, and the other," and she like, "Girl, let me call you back."
She didn't want to deal with it.
Right? And she got to the funeral. We in the procession line. She like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go."
'Cause
My
she didn't
mother
wanna deal
sat
with it.
8 rows from the back of the church. I was like, "Why you back?"
She was his wife. She knew her place in the back.
Not my mama.
Hey, that's
My
how
mama
she
was supposed to
felt.
be in the front.
That's how she
But that's
felt.
how she felt though. Because
And
think about
that's
it.
crazy.
That was the final. So you
I don't
wasn't gonna
have
be
to
in
be
the
in the
picture.
front.
I don't
I'm
have to
just
do
here.
nothing. I'm just be thankful
Yeah.
I came.
That part.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think
Because
that's
I
another.
probably wouldn't even have showed up.
Part.
Be
There's-
thankful I came.
That part.
There's some
Okay,
grace
and
that
I'm
she
here for
probably.
you.
Okay, so now
There's some
how
grace
does
that
that
she
put you
probably
from there?
deserves
Yeah.
too, because I think that
She's dealing with a
we
lot
approach
too.
we approach a lot of, like we talked about, the generation before us with a lot of judgment versus a lot of curiosity. You don't really know what she was holding just for your sake the entire
part.
time.
Yeah.
And then when he passed, part of her was able to pass on too.
And
Which
let
was this
go.
part of her that was pretending
Then
perhaps for
let
so
go.
many years, just so you would be okay,
Yeah.
right? Trying to present a strong front for you of what parenthood, co-parenting would look like.
Ooh,
And
you
now she
spoke
was finally
something right
free
there.
from
Yeah.
those shackles. And she probably made a promise to herself, like, look, once this is over, I'm gonna break free from this
From everything.
slavery I've been under. And it
Yes.
doesn't always digest to the receiving audience the way we may want it to. But I think that if we really sit down and have that conversation, like, what were you holding all those years? And not out of judgment. Like, I want to know, like, what was that like for you? Navigating that. And she'll probably be like, no one's ever asked. And like, I would love to be able to talk. Maybe she'll be like, ain't none of your business. It could go either way. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know. But
It
you
might
know,
not
it
be
could
your
go-
business,
exactly.
but one day it may
It may
be,
be.
because I know you care enough to want to know.
But if you
Exactly.
ask that question,
Be prepared.
Be prepared for the
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
because she
That's a
might
good point.
say something
That you
that
ain't
you
ready
might
for.
not want to
And
hear.
you might perceive your
And
dad
it-
in a whole
a
different
whole
way.
different
way.
And
You
see,
don't
the
know.
thing with that, but the
And
thing
you
with
might
that,
get upset because you be like, you're lying.
Yeah.
My dad is da. Because
That part.
that's
She,
so
she
you
has
have
an
to-
image of her father
so
in
you
her head
have to-
herself.
so
Yeah.
before you ask
Because
the
you was a
question,
daddy's girl. And
Yeah,
that's
that-
another
but
problem.
see the thing about that, you got to be a daddy's girl and know your daddy.
That
I'm one of them.
hi.
I know
I'm
my
talking
daddy.
about for her
No,
mom. No, I'm
I
talking
feel
about
like
for her
sis know her
mom.
daddy too.
No, I'm talking about for her mom.
I get
she
that
was
part.
a daddy's girl, so the mom could have been like, okay,
That's
that
how my mama felt.
that relationship that you had with your daddy,
But
and
that's-
I didn't get that relationship with him. So guess what? He's gone. So now I'm done too.
And I get that part. But at the end of the day, this is what I had to bring to my mom, because people felt like, oh, she thought her daddy do no. No, I know all the wrong my daddy did. I know who my daddy was. I know my daddy went ish when it came to certain things. But when it came to his daughter, he didn't play.
See, I
So-
didn't have that. I didn't have that in me.
I knew that part about my daddy.
I did not develop a relationship with my father until
You said the book. Well,
20
about him.
2016 when I wrote my first book, called myself Outing My Father, telling everybody in the world how my daddy wasn't there and this, that, and the other. And then he read the book, and we had that conversation. And that's when I became a daddy's girl. But before then, I was a mama's girl.
So yeah.
So
she
there's some
felt like-
resentment.
And then she could have felt you abandoned her.
Yeah, that's
Now,
what that was.
that is a
Yeah.
word, because I was
That's
thinking
what that
too.
was.
My mother went through something I think very similar too. I think that parents don't admit this a lot, but when they split,
It's a
as
competition.
parents.
It is a
It
competition.
is sometimes,
It's a
depending on what a
competition.
parent's mental health is, it is a secret competition.
It
And when
is.
your kids choose you, I don't care what nobody says.
Man, it's the
It
greatest
is
thing.
an ego boost.
It is.
Because
It's the
it
greatest
gives you
feeling.
confirmation that you are a good human.
Yep.
And that your babies see the good in you and they pick you over the parent that left. It's a thing.
Yeah.
And for years, you and your mother had this connection that was like me and you against the world.
Right.
And then the book come out. Now daddy you rocking with you. And it's like, well, he done
Now
took
you
my
done left
friend
the
from me.
mama.
Right.
Going over there with your daddy then. And
Yeah.
it's like you don't that's not really what you're doing. And you probably in your mind it's like I've closed a circle, a hole that was in my life, where it was like daddy was the void. I filled it, and now I got my mama and my daddy,
Right, and she
and now
thought she
she's
had
slowly
books. She
slipping
like,
away because it's like this is a unspoken contract that y'all had.
Because she didn't want to share.
She didn't want to share.
I don't want to
He
share you.
want me, the He-Man Haters Club. No boys
Okay.
allowed.
No boys allowed.
Exactly.
Look, we're gonna take a quick break. We need to take a quick break and then we're gonna come back. We're gonna wrap this up. This has been an amazing conversation. Don't go nowhere. We coming right back, y'all. Leadership should not cost you your identity. Too many founders, too many visionaries have built success while quietly losing themselves. I am Mikkita Moore, the Transparency Motivator and Cultural Curator. I am the creator of Leading Without Losing Yourself, a transformative experience for entrepreneurs, founders, and leaders ready to build boldly without abandoning who they are. Alignment must come before applause. Book Mikkita L. Moore at www.mikkitamore.com. Leadership should elevate you, not erase you. Why you did not say that to that?
It's the action.
It's the action.
We always got action, but come on.
All right, welcome to the. See, you don't say action. Don't ever say that again.
Just say go.
You say go.
Just
Just say
go.
go.
Because that's normally what he says, like action. What is that? I'm ready.
Professionalism.
Fix your face.
Action.
Yeah, it's gonna be entertaining today.
Very. We ain't even got started yet. A lot.
Okay.
Clock it.
Talking.
We clocking. Okay. Welcome back to the Earn Seat at the Table. I am your host and your curator, Mikkita L. Moore, and I am sitting at the table with some amazing people. If you have tuned in thus far, I am sure you have had a great time. So keep tuning in. We got more. I have a question. How do we change? Because we've talked about some great things, right? Mental health, parenting, all of the great things. So my question now is, because we've got these 4 generations, the whole I'm not telling nothing, pray about it, the overly emotional, and the, okay, well, I think I'm going to go to therapy. With those 4, they're still living today because, again, we all have to
Yes.
live in this same
Right.
society. We're still here. All four generations are still here. And most of those generations are in one family at this table. So at this point, how do we either merge them or get them to see that there's more than one way?
So let me start, because I think that now, with all 4 generations being under the same roof, the get over it generation, I think everybody got to give and take.
Yeah, absolutely.
The emotional generation has to, and then
You know, no words. She just went.
you know, 'cause
We
it's
understood.
Like it's like
We
a,
understood.
Come on, you know,
That's the way she look.
because that
It
emotional.
was a whole
gener-
gesture. It was
It's
no
a lot.
words. I ain't
She
mad
said
at
a
it.
lot without saying nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
It's a lot going on with them, and we need that to just
Stop. Just
come on, just
Yeah.
you know, it's no words for that. And then we have to have that generation that don't give a damn to
Give a damn.
give a damn. Just a
Just-
little bit.
the
We
same
all-
gestures everybody
you know,
got.
everybody needs to come. It's like a almost we need the
It's a skill.
everybody need to come to the middle.
Yeah.
Because the don't give a dams gotta give a damn.
Yeah.
The over emotional gotta
Chill
Calm
out.
down.
chill. The fork in the road
You don't have to
Make a
decide.
decision.
gotta pick a side. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everybody gotta try to.
And don't forget the ones that say, just pray about
about
it.
it, right.
Baby, you
The
need a
pray- the
therapist.
prayers- Because the pray about it committee is not doing any work.
Not at all.
Even though you want me to do a lot of praying, and that's conflicting too. Because if you want me to do a lot of praying, you got to know that the work got to be done too.
Mhm.
So
Absolutely.
that generation is, so we got to put the work in with the prayers. The give a damn got to not give a damn, and the not give a damn got to give a damn, and then the fork in the road got to decide.
Got to decide.
So everybody has to put in the work. It's no, the give a dams can't, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, we absolutely.
We gotta all kind of like,
Work together.
It's a
got
work.
to.
It's a work in progress at this
Because
point.
you can't expect for me
Right.
to not give a damn, and I'm just gonna stick to that.
But you can't expect me to do all the work either. And
Correct.
that's where
So
I feel
everybody
like
gotta
right
put
where
in.
I'm at,
Everybody
I'm
gotta put
part
in.
of all of that.
Yeah.
But you know the ones that's in your words, the not give a damn. It depends on what stage, how far they are.
Because they
They
might
may
not give a
never
damn.
give a damn.
Exactly.
Cause
And
my
then get
daddy
that name
was
for
in
no
grade,
reason.
never giving a fuck.
If it-
Yes,
the damn.
mine
Oh,
he
she
didn't
said
give
a
a fuck.
fuck.
65,
Yeah,
Damn the damn.
65 plus, that's really kind of, because they stuck in their
That's
ways.
65
Yeah.
years of that
But
behavior.
it's
So I ain't there
only
yet.
until- it's only
There's still hope
until-
for me. There's still hope for me.
If God gotta pull them to the side and be like, either you come
We knock on the door, right?
or you got a few more days.
You got
And that's when they
direct
decide to
perspective,
change.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I'm not going to change the question, but I kind of want to pose a different. I want to keep the same question, so please answer the same question. But do you think that it's even possible that we get the 65 plus people to even realize?
I think the first
Some of 'em
question.
do.
I think
the
some of 'em.
answer is in the question.
Yeah, some of them do.
There is no such thing as getting anyone to do anything. Human beings have to be inherently
Want to.
motivated on
Right.
themselves to do anything. In order to get 4 different people with 4 different mindsets to come to terms, there's a quote in business that we say that the sign of a good deal is when neither party leaves happy.
Okay.
That's a good deal
Because you
because
negotiate.
everybody has
Yeah,
compromised.
compromise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so,
Oh, I
the-
like
the-
that.
Say
Say
that.
Right.
No, bitch, I need somebody to write these quotes down. Because I got to post them later on tonight.
Run that back.
Okay, say
And
that
so-
again.
Sign
the
of a
sign
good deal.
is when neither party leaves happy.
Yeah.
Write that down.
And so we say that to say when you talk about bringing all these worlds together, the first thing that has to be clear is that every single person in each world has to admire something about someone in the other world.
Okay.
Facts.
Because if I don't care for your generation in any way whatsoever, there's nothing
I
you
don't
gonna
care.
tell me that's gonna
Right.
make me be like,
Exactly.
you know what, I can't see that. Like, so that generation, the not give a damn generation, has to have something about this new generation that they like. Where they're like, okay, I'm coming to this table wanting to be taught something. And everyone has to come to the table wanting to be taught something.
Something.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if we come to even like this room tonight, if we're only here to teach and not to receive, as Lauren said in his prayer, we thank you for what we're about to receive. If we're not in that position, we're ready to receive, everything is just going to be a stone wall. It's just going
Right.
to be just throwing up against the wall. It's not going to go anywhere. And so the answer is yes, but the question becomes, who are the parties at the table, and is everyone in that party part of the same agenda, which is we all want to receive something and learn something to grow. And if we're not at a place where we're ready to grow,
You're not.
then we won't be going anywhere.
I think
That
the
was
people
good.
that don't give a damn don't give a damn for a reason.
They don't.
That's
Think
true.
how old they are. They,
That was in their
they've been
time,
giving a
though.
damn their whole fucking life, and they go through everything we going through. Maybe we need to be like them and not give a damn. Because I'm getting to the point in my life where I don't give a damn. And I used to give a whole lot of fucks.
Damn.
Now I'm getting to the
I'm
point
about
where
to get
I'm
zero
zeroed
fucks.
out. I'm about
Yeah.
so now I
I'm
understand.
about zero fucked out. Yeah.
Right, I understand it. Like
levels.
I'm 47 and I'm getting to the
levels.
point like, well, shit.
Listen.
That's your problem. Shit. Like when I had my problems, I had to give a damn. So I feel I shouldn't have to give a damn about somebody
About your
else shit,
problems.
unless I gotta take care of them. You know.
Right,
But
right.
I'm just talking about like. Just with that boundaries and balance and everybody, sometimes people gonna weigh in on you and
that balance.
you want to be sympathetic, but that don't mean you gotta take that
Take it
shit
on.
on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It
Like
depends.
I mean, it do depends, but most of the
Like,
time,
most
people
of the time
gonna
you
want you
don't.
to sympathize, especially when they want something from you. You
But
know what I'm
that's because they
saying?
know you are the one that's equipped to do
Yeah.
That's real.
to like withstand whatever they going
But you're
through.
gonna come to a point in your life where
But
you're
do
gonna
I
be like,
have to do
I
that?
can't,
Don't.
even though I do give a damn, I can't show you that I give a
Right.
damn.
And
Yeah.
that's to
You don't
protect
have
your
to.
Because
mental health
That part.
you gonna take me
Give
through
a
there.
damn.
You gonna take me through there.
And
So
take
it's
me
balance.
down.
But I think that Christine brought up a point earlier though when she talked about mental health and she said nobody really cares like your shit is your shit to deal with on your own.
Yeah.
And to his point about like eventually you get to a place where like you stop giving
yeah.
a damn.
Right.
I think the real thing that I keep hearing is that we have not cultivated enough safe spaces where we have
Yes.
a community
That
of
part.
people.
Yes.
Give a
Damn.
damn for real.
Jay-Z got a line in the song where he goes, if everyone in your clique is rich, then your clique is rugged. Nobody falls because everyone will be each other's crutches. And I love that phrase because
I do too now.
that really breaks down. Just like, if you got a community, like if China brought up a point
Shit.
earlier, if she had a community of people who like, we dump on each other when we need each other, nobody starts to feel like this is just for me, I'm by myself. When one person feels weak, we become each other's
Pick it,
crutches.
right.
And you could give a damn a little bit more if you felt through the course of your life.
Somebody
you
else
keep
gave a
giving
damn
about
about you.
Hard.
and now you feel this fiduciary
one-way street.
responsibility. Exactly.
Yeah, it
Right.
turns
The
into a two-way
responsibility
street.
now to start giving.
I can lean on you because you can lean on me. You just can't keep
That
leaning
part.
on me.
That's it. The
I don't
give
give
and
a
take.
damn.
Yeah.
I can't come to you.
Right.
That leads me into that last
That's
segment,
the key
y'all.
right there.
Listen, I need y'all to know we're getting on the boat March 4th through the 8th, 2027. Carnival Freedom, if I'm not mistaken. You will see the flyer later. Get on the boat. Get on
Like
the boat.
Carnival, you talking about?
Carnival cruise
Carnival
ship.
Cruise Line.
I've been on Carnival one. I've been on one Carnival cruise.
I've
You
never
know,
been.
you ever said like
Listen,
I ain't never been
I-
on Carnival.
decent.
I've been on a lot of cruises.
I want y'all to know we're getting on the boat. This right here will happen in the middle of the ocean. When you look out on the
No, you see
whatever
is
balcony
water.
you own, you gonna see nothing but ocean. This is what's gonna happen, right? And then DJ L is gonna do his whole entire thing. He gonna have a listen. Bring it.
So I can have my theme song.
Just bring your flats.
I'm gonna need
Bring your flats.
I'm gonna
Bring
need
it back.
mine.
But
theme
I
song
want
is
to end
funny.
with this,
Oh,
guys,
black.
because I'm telling y'all, this has been an amazing, amazing conversation. What happens when you are knowing about mental health, when you are okay with going to therapy, when you are us, right? We are at a point where we okay with therapy. We know we're going to pray about it. We know all of these things. And you are giving and giving and giving and giving. And now your cup is empty and they ain't got nothing to give.
Balance and boundaries.
It's balance and boundaries.
Yeah.
I like that. Balance and boundaries.
That's great.
We just said that a few
That
But
was
how
a
do you
word. That
know
was a
your
word right
how do you
there.
know your boundaries when you so used to giving?
You
But
have
gotta-
to. You'll
know
learn
it.
them.
You know it.
You'll learn
You
them.
know it.
Did you say it last time? I think you said
He did.
You said the takers. What did you say?
Yeah,
What did
yeah,
you say? Say
yeah.
it again for me. Say it again for me.
The givers have to set boundaries because the takers never do.
Right,
go.
but they never
Yeah.
do.
There you go.
And I'm slowly learning that. No.
Got you.
Nope, I'm not. And I've taken that Superwoman cape off. I can't take on all y'all stuff because
Yeah.
when my stuff happened, I can't call nobody.
So now that part for me happened when I was on the whole island by myself.
Okay.
My no became very strong
Mhm.
after my father passed away
Okay.
because I didn't have boundaries. Before that, I was the giver, the shower. I showed
You was
up.
the
I
superwoman.
supported. It was everything. My love and the way that I love was to give love
Okay.
away.
Okay.
So when my father passed away, I needed that back.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know how to reciprocate that to the people outside because they never saw me in the need
Okay.
because I was always
It's
giving.
given.
So now when it came time for me to need it and want it,
Mhm.
I didn't know how to speak that out. I didn't know how to open my mouth and say, I need help. I need support. I need a hug. I need because I was always giving. So when it came to that point, my no became strong because even though my voice was silent, I felt like I didn't have a voice in my grief. So I couldn't speak. I couldn't ask for help. I couldn't cry out for help. I couldn't say I just couldn't. Like my voice was literally stunted from grief. I couldn't open up my mouth at all. So now this right here has opened me up to be able to speak because I felt like she felt. Nobody,
And nobody
gave
gave
a
it. And I mean, I agree with her. It isn't. Sometimes I agree with you. I feel like I'm in this fight by myself.
damn. Yeah.
With my kids,
All
just
of it,
with
me
life,
too.
grandkids, and all that. And I'm trying not to get to the point where I just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But
And I'm
one
fighting,
day
and
gonna
it's
come,
fighting,
though,
but it's coming,
for everybody.
and it's
Think about
coming
it.
because
You-
I'm like,
And it's not always a bad thing.
It's
No.
and it's not, and I'm learning that too.
You-
It's not because
you
sometimes
ran your
with
course
my
already.
own,
I got a few decades where I gave a damn. Now I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I just don't.
It's
I don't
elevation,
care.
though.
And you
It's
just gonna have to
crazy.
deal with it.
Why you think most people that's older don't give a fuck? Because they
They've been
out
through
of
it. They've
getting
been
it.
through enough
I'm
to
out
not
of
give
I'm out
a
of your
fuck.
game. I'm out of the manipulation. All
But
that. I don't care
I'm
no
done
more.
because
You know what I'm saying?
all my life I probably have
Yeah.
given, and
that
then
will slow
maybe
you
the
down.
one time I needed
And
something.
nobody showed.
Nobody
it.
showed
It
up.
gave me that heart.
I guess I'll probably be the person who pushes back against
The
this a little
devil's
bit, just
advocate.
because
Okay, that was.
I think the challenge here is everybody's eventuality of not giving a damn and not giving a fuck was uh, the birth child of feeling like no one did that for you. And you can't say that we created something beautiful and positive out of this negative experience, because essentially you're now creating a negative experience with people who will come to you and who will need you to navigate their very low moment. Everybody who's coming back to you once you stop giving a damn isn't coming with ill intentions. Somebody really does need your experience. They need you to tell them how you push through this,
I'm learning.
right? And I think that we also have to change our relationship with no. No, when you learn to say no more, it is evidence of you learning to love yourself more. It is not evidence of how much you love other people. It is truly you finding a way to show how much you love you. And people who say no more tend to choose themselves a little bit more than the people who always end up saying yes. And people who say yes are normally people pleasers. And people pleasing comes from a place where people don't really love themselves enough, so because they need validation of people telling them that they are doing good.
Yeah.
You are worthy. You are valuable. And so people say, okay, I'm gonna start saying yes more because I want everybody to love them.
And I'll give you that
And
because I
that's
used
true.
to be a people pleaser.
And I had a pastor tell me this years ago. I called him for some therapy, and I told him I feel weighed down, I feel bogged down because I'm everybody's person.
Yeah.
Everybody calls me. They want a word of advice. They want me to pray. They want me to talk them through something. How do I stop that? And the first question he asked me, are you a licensed therapist? And it kind of messed me up. Like,
It's real.
what do you mean? He was like, are you a licensed therapist? I said, no. He said, then why are you allowing these people to dump everything that they have on you? And I tried to, go back and say, well, I'm like their person. He said, but you're hurting yourself because you don't know how to balance that. So you need to learn how to say no, or this isn't the time. It's not being disrespectful, but you have enough going on with you where you, like, I understand you may have lost a job, you need some words of encouragement. I'm having my own storm right now. I don't need yours and mine. So let me deal what I got to deal with. We'll talk about this another time. Right now isn't that time. And I think that's an important lesson to learn in life, that it's not to say, like he was saying, not to say I can't deal with it. I just have to take time for me at this moment. And I think that's important in growth.
So it's about making yourself a priority.
Yes.
Getting a little selfish.
Have to.
A lot of stuff.
Have
lot
to.
of
A
I
lot
encourage
selfish.
all of you to
learning that
listen
right
to
now. I'm being-
Time for You
my
on
favorite.
my album. I just want to use this.
Shameless
I love it. I love it. Change the name.
Just
So,
Listen.
audience, this is my camera right here. When you get a moment,
look.
download the Love Her album.
And it's amazing.
It is.
It's amazing.
Where
a great
is
one.
it?
I listen
So
to
where's
all
it
the
at?
time.
Streaming on all platforms.
It's
All
dope.
platforms.
Love Her album. Love Her is one word. The Love Her album
It's
by
great.
Eros, E-R-O-S.
Is it?
Yeah, listen
Track
to that.
13 is called Time for You. And that track specifically speaks to those of us who continue to choose others above ourselves. And there's a line in that poem where it says, everyone around you is getting bigger while you're shrinking because they're all eating pieces of you that can't be pleasing to you. And it is important that we call that out, because it is no noble thing to have the whole world survive just for us to die. That is not your lot in life. Nobody here is the Lord. Nobody here is the martyr for other people. We have to find a way to choose ourselves, and by choosing yourself, you give other people permission to do the same. And that's the most beautiful thing to me that we could do.
Listen, y'all.
So where he gonna be in March?
March 2027, he better be on that
Look,
boat.
ain't gonna be on that.
Outside.
Look.
We outside. Yeah, it's been an
Outside.
amazing conversation. I want to thank each and every one of y'all. Some of y'all, this is y'all first time. Some of y'all, this is y'all second time. And this is episode 2, y'all. Baby, it gets better. It gets better. This is a conversation built on real life situations, real mental health, real entrepreneurship. Whatever you doing, it all starts with the mental.
It does.
If your mental ain't right, your relationships
Right.
can't be right, your entrepreneurship gets stagnant.
True.
It all deals with the mental health. And this is why this conversation is so important. So please tune in. Again, this is episode 2 of so many more. But we on the boat, y'all. March 4th, March 4th through the 8th, 2027. It is on my page, www.MikkitaMoore.com. And then it's also on www.djltheconductor.com. Listen, Facebook is Mikkita L. Moore. All platforms. Mikkita L. Moore, the Transparency Motivator. Mikkita L. Moore, the, Holdings. Just look up Mikkita. I promise you, you will find me. What we say earlier? I'm Googleable.
Boom.
Okay,
That part.
Boom.
That part.
Google.
Yes,
I clock that T. I am Googleable. But that's not fun when everybody at the table is Googleable. No, it is though. I love all my people. All of these people at the table are literally Googleable. Okay, like for real, all of them.
That's
And I
why we at
love
the
that.
table.
Don't do me.
No, don't do
Look,
us.
so listen, this my sister.
Table.
My daughter's dad. Like these are people that really have significant things in my life. Like I didn't when I chose people to be at this table when it first started, I chose people that I knew earned a seat. Period. I knew they had something to bring to the table. I don't need the average, oh yeah, because girl, I was hurt by it. Baby, we ain't talking about that. Not right now. And when we do talk about relationships, we're gonna talk about it from a mental health point of view. Like what did your mental health do to in that relationship, right? What caused some of these things in that relationship? So
I'ma
this
wear
is not
jeans
that.
for that one.
I'm gonna be comfortable. I might wear camouflage. Running. I'm wearing camouflage. I'm gonna be ready to fight.
I was just gonna get real.
Camouflage. Camouflage. I'm wearing
Yeah.
camouflage.
I
Coming for war.
I definitely want to thank each and every one of y'all at this table. At this time, I want you to tell the camera how they can get in touch with you quickly, because we gotta go. I want you to tell the camera how they can get in touch with you quickly, and yeah, we're gonna come back and say our goodbyes, and I'll see y'all at episode 3, because I better see y'all at episode 3.
All right, y'all, real quick. My name is China Christine.
I didn't feel the love.
China Christine on Instagram _ China Christine. Look out for me. Come on, y'all. Period.
Because we going outside tonight.
Oh, well, you can find me
I think I
at
done got something
Williams
started.
on Facebook and all of the other platforms, Southern South Locks and Twists, for my business page, Coach K, for my other business page, because I'm about business. I'm not about that BS. Please don't DM me, but
We're not talking to Coach K no more.
hey,
Yeah, Barber Nas. You can find me Barber Nas everywhere: Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Threads,
all of the platforms.
Everywhere.
I forget
Barbernas.com
about Threads.
website.
I'm just on Facebook.
One word.
Instagram. I need to step my game.
Sunshine
I'm friends on
Williams
Snapchat.
at Facebook. TikTok is Sunshine versus Storm. Yep. Yep. Definitely find me at.
Pull your phones.
You can feel free to Google Eros the Poet, EROS the
Okay, now you
Poet.
gotta say,
You can find me on all platforms. You can check out my website as well, www.erosthepoet.com. Yeah, reach out. Look what's talking.
You can find me,
Yeah,
Liberta
yeah.
Lido, on all social media platforms. You can even find me under Liberta Lido on my website.
All right.
Just like my man Eros, www.djeltheconductor.com. Google me. Let's do it.
I need a website.
Come on, baby.
I got a
I ain't gonna be the other
website.
type on the city.
I got a website. Like I said, it's under Liberta Lido.
You guys can find me anywhere at Mikkita L. Moore, anywhere, no matter where it is. And then, of course, you can find me at Mikkita, www.mikkitamore.com. Like I said, I build businesses from the ground up. I make sure that you are structured together, structured correctly and together. And then I will build your website. Support you, honey. I'm very quick with that. So just, we'll see you in episode 3, honey, because, baby, this is not
We
over.
back.
This is not over. And one more time, March the 4th through the 8th, 2027. Book your room, because this going to the boat.
So
Book
it's
your
going
room.
down.
It's going down. And that can be found on either website, Mikkita or DJ L.
No, if we
See y'all later.
China. China. We gonna be outside.
It's gonna be outside.